Are we getting a Tropico 6 DLC, and is it too early to talk about it? And is it too early to tell you what kind of DLCs I'd like? Let's find out. What is up, beautiful people YouTube? My name is Jerutastic, and some of my subscribers know me, El Presidente, and we are talking today about Tropico 6 DLCs. I don't think it's early. I don't think it's early at all. We're almost half a year into release. It got released March 29th, so we're almost 6 months in the release time. There's a few information here and there that I gathered for you in an hour and a half of reading around and trying to figure it out. There's not that much information on it. The information we did find did tell you that no, there's not going to be any DLCs anytime soon. Are they planning on releasing DLCs? Of course, baby. Of course they're going to release DLCs. That's money. If we look at Tropico 5, Tropico 5 had 10 DLCs, so did Tropico 4. So of course they will have DLCs in the future, but right now they're not having DLCs. The first information comes from us from the Tropico Reddit or subreddit, and Nathaniel asked, any news on a Tropico 6 DLC? And somebody actually from the Tropico 6 team responded to this and said, hey, first of all, we're focusing on the game itself, fixes, improvements, also based on community feedback, as well as multiplayer save games. After that, we will have a look what comes next. Cheers. Now, this was posted, like I said, 3 months ago, 2 months after the release. The Tropico, first of all, the Tropico 6 team, or the Tropico team in general, is very, very good at getting back with their fans. It's very amazing. Even though the game, I feel like, has grown in popularity, they're still around and they still answer questions. Even before Tropico 6 was released, I was asking questions on a PM and a personal message on Facebook, and they were answering me. So that's very, very cool of them. Now, the good news is if you pre-order Tropico 6, I don't know about console, but for PC players, before January 10th or on January 10th, your first DLC is on the house. So Tropico 6 delayed until March, pre-orders get the first DLC in the house. So that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good that we get that on the house, and it's pretty nice. Now, what makes them take a while on the DLC? You might ask, well, it's been almost 6 months. I'm asking the same thing, but keep in mind that this Tropico 6 release was a little different. A little different for many reasons I'll discuss right now. First and foremost, you gotta keep in mind that the PS4 version and the Xbox version are not coming out till this fall. So they're still gonna focus on that. I'm sure there's probably bugs on that. It wasn't like the PC version where the beta was open and you can submit feedback. It's not as intensive as that. So that's the first thing that they gotta worry about. The second thing they gotta worry about is this Tropico 6 in particular had a different things to it. First of all, they're using the Unreal Engine, which I haven't done before. Second of all, you got multiple islands, you got different factions, you got traffic, you got buses, the transportation, you got things that you haven't had before. So when I played the beta, it was very, very, very bugged out, and I said once the game gets out, hopefully it'll be done. Once March kind of came around, I don't think they were ready to release it, honestly, but they pushed it back 3 or 4 times. They said, you know what, let's get it out. That's enough. So that's another thing you got to look at. When I played the game, and I played it right off the bat, and I think I recorded like the first 10-15 episodes of my series within the first month. There were a lot of bugs in the game. I mean, it wasn't a smooth release. It was very different than Tropico 4 and Tropico 5 release. But yet again, you got to understand there are so many things that are different industries, different factions, different islands, different transportation modes, like I mentioned. So there were a lot of things that are going on. The different islands in itself is something that takes a lot to get together. So there will not be a Tropico 6 DLC anytime soon. But like we stated, the DLC, first one, is for free, which is very, very nice. Now keep in mind that the only information that hinted there might be DLC news said it will come later this summer. Well, we are in August right now. At the time of this recording, it's August 12th. Later this summer, summer ends September 20th, around that time. So we're approaching the end of the summer, and we're not hearing anything about DLCs. So is it safe to assume that we're not having any DLCs? I would assume so. I personally still think there are a lot of things in the game that somebody that spent a lot of time in this game, hundreds of hours. I mean, my island is on 2104 and it started Colonial Era. As somebody that plays the game a lot, there are a lot of things I think still need fixing. You know, how people decide to jump around the island doesn't make sense to me. You know, you can have an island over here, an island over here, and they'll still take the bus all the way the long route to a clinic on the other island, even though their clinic is wide open. Jobs is the same thing. So how people decide where they live and where they work and how they commute doesn't make sense to me. It's all over the place. Military was another thing that we were told was going to be different. That's kind of all over the place as well. It's not really, you can engage or defend the place that you're in, but it's not as black and white as that. And to be honest with you, I have not had or have not seen a Tropico 6 update or patch anytime soon. Now, in my opinion, is the game at least 80% bug free? I believe so. But again, there's that growing pains that is going on with the Olympic team and Calypso of just making an unbelievable city building strategy game. I mean, Tropico, what makes it special is just like any other city building game. You're not just usual traffic, water, sewer, electricity. It's more than that. It's politics, it's internal affairs, it's foreign relations, it's economy, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in it. So, and I feel like they just added so much. So we gotta be patient, and I'm being patient about it, but unfortunately a DLC would not happen. Now, I will make a video on what DLCs I would like to see, but I'll give you kind of a preview of it. One thing that I'd like to see is kind of like a Tropico 6, more focus on busing system and metro transits. I really do like the fact that metro transit or metro stations and bus stations get utilized. What I don't like is metro or bus stations, unless you got a 10 out of 10 memory, you don't know where the hell this route is going unless you click track all the way. You know, it's just not, it's not very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not very efficient. So I would like a DLC to add more emphasis on that. Maybe add different buses, maybe add different, I don't know, maybe just let's take a look at the bus stops a little more. You might say, what's the big deal? It's a big deal, man. Bus stops and metro stations could either make or break your economy in some sort. So you need people to transport around. As far as buildings, as far as everything else, like they used to do in the past, like, you know, have a military building DLC, have new industries DLC. I feel like Tropico 6 does not lack a variety of different buildings and different industries or different entertainment buildings. That was very, very good, very, very cool. You know, so if they want to include more buildings, you know, why not? But I do feel like the first DLC should be for free. I think it's rightfully so. But are we getting DLCs anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen? Like I told you at the beginning of the episode, it does not like we are getting it anytime soon. But as a Tropico fan, as a die-hard Tropico fan, from Tropico 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and 6, I am understanding of what's going on with Limbic and Calypso, because like I said, they do have a lot on their plate right now, and hopefully, you know, the multiplayer issues, hopefully some issues are going on the island, like one of them, the airport just count visitors, looks like the first 2 flights, and then after that it stopped counting lifetime passengers. Entertainment buildings just not being efficient, even though, you know, there's demand on them, even though beautification, all this stuff. Like, I know what needs to happen for entertainment buildings to be efficient, and you make sure it's a nice area, enough beauty around it, enough demand for it, enough this, enough that, and sometimes they just don't get filled up. It doesn't make any sense at all. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Tropico 6 kind of like update about their DLCs. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them. But like I said, based on the research that I've done, which I didn't like do 10-hour research, but you know, enough to suggest that we're not getting any DLCs anytime soon. And I, for one, I kind of do understand where they're coming from. But let me know in the comment section below what kind of DLCs you'd like to see. Like I mentioned, I'd like to see more like a transportation DLC, kind of like City Skylines did. But let me know in the comment section below what Tropico 6 DLCs would you like to see. If you like this video, enjoyed it, it gave you some new information, hit the like button, help it spread around. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jerutastic, and I am out.